Hi dear subscribers, most watch me without a subscription, support my channel with a subscription, and I will make you happy with new story. Story 1, I messed up and sold my GF's cat by accident. So, my girlfriend and I are moving into a new apartment, and while she was at work, I helped her out by selling the 2 beds she had in her apartment because we were going to use my better beds that I had at my house. Little did I know, when the cat is scared it hides inside the box spring. Until now, there's been stuff under the bed preventing him from doing that, but there was a hole big enough for him to crawl inside and hide in there. It is not a cat that ever goes outside, and he didn't bolt out the door when I was helping the people from Craigslist purchasing the beds carry them out. She lived in Northridge Apartments in Rock Creek, and if you know those apartments, there's 2 sets of doors he would have had to go through to get out. We would have noticed him leave. Well, he's no longer in her apartment, and we've been working with the buyer to search through his house/garage/perimeter where he stored the box spring once he got home. He strapped the box spring on top of the car for the transport, so the cat could have jumped out on the transport as well at any moment. As you can imagine, my girlfriend is absolutely crushed. I know some think it's just a cat, but if you've ever owned an animal, I ask that you understand how unbelievably devastating this is. Camo was her world, and I was the one who took that away from her days before Christmas of all times of the year. This is a picture I took of him literally 3 days ago when we were messing around with a costume we bought the little guy for Christmas. Thank you for any help you may be able to provide. We would want to know, dead or alive, what state he's in, and can only offer $100 for him from the money we got from the beds. Moving is, and this time of year, is proving to be financially challenging. Thank you so much for any information you may have. He could be anywhere near Hillsborough Airport or Rock Creek area, Highway 26/Cornelius Pass Road. Update, December 18th, 11:30 p.m. So we've had an overwhelming response from so many people willing to help. It is unbelievably heartwarming to see this thread hit top of Portland Reddit, all the suggestions, and amazing ones at that, from very bright people, and just an overall sense of community that I could have never possibly expected for somebody else's problem. I truly want to thank all of you, whether joke, suggestion, or story, for pitching into this mess. This thread alone is the best Christmas present possible for the both of us, not including, of course, finding Camo. That being said, we currently have a small animal trap in the garage as of right now, with a bowl of water at the end of it, and some clothing next to the bowl as suggested by a cat rescue in Hillsborough that was kind enough to lend us the trap for free. Next, we have notified everything we can, posted lost cast posters around the areas he could be, and have registered the microchip service with his and updated the contact information. I've posted on CL, and now we are going to reach out. Thank you, little_treasure. It will at least confirm if he's in the garage or not. At first, I was skeptical of such a service, but his stats are ridiculous, so I can't argue with that, and he's close. The trap will be checked in the morning and every couple of hours through each day. I know a thought might be emptying out the garage to confirm he's not in there. Well, that's a lot to ask a dude that just wanted a bed for $100. We're also trying to stay good with him since he's truly not obligated to do much more than he's already done for us, which is a lot over the past 24 hours. Anyway, again, I just want to express my sincere gratitude to each and every one of you who took the time out of your day to look out, share an anecdote, or drop some amazing suggestions. I guess I really should have expected nothing less than this from the Portland Reddit, but thank you all for blowing us away. I never knew how much people can really be selfless to complete strangers in moment of despair. I will of course keep the thread updated. Thanks again, Portland. Smiley face. Update, December 19th, 6 p.m. Still no sign of Camo, nothing in the cage, and the search and rescue guy. Well, we decided after some further suggestion we were not going to hire him. We did receive, however, a reach out from a local news station for the story. Can't believe that. We are responding quickly with them and hope to get the story out in a better way. Smiley face. My girlfriend has put up more posters, talked to some neighbors, and did more search. SHE even rented a thermal camera from Home Depot, found 2 bunnies and 2 birds with it, but unfortunately no cat. Had no idea that was even possible till again Reddit. There is a long thread below here, so whoever suggested Fleur, amazing. Thanks again for all your help, and I'm sure someone was kind enough to have a relationship with that news station and talk to someone there. Whoever you are, you're amazing. Merry Christmas. We'll keep the updates coming once a day near the evening. You all are saints. Smiley face. Update December 20th, 10:30 p.m. We spent the day moving but did get a tip from the front office of Northridge Apartments that a gentleman who lives there was out running this morning and saw a cat on Jacobson Road near the high school wandering around. It was darker out when he was running and was not 100% positive on the markings, but it interests us because there's really no residential properties off that area. My girlfriend is going to head over there in the morning to take a look around there more and call out for him. It is possible he's getting closer to home, but now unfortunately she doesn't live there anymore. We have talked to all surrounding apartments to look out for him, as the apartments will only let the posters stay up for a few days, understandably. We're offering $200 now that we didn't have to drop the pet deposit at the new apartments where we moved today. That was depressing for sure. We're definitely keeping good spirits about it though, and have found a spot for his cat tree at the new place. The cage keeps empty at the box spring garage. At this point, we know our little Camo is on his adventure and having some fun out there. Smiley face. If you spot anything in that area, don't hesitate to let us know. Email is my Reddit handle use/gmail.com, trying to avoid spam. Thanks for keeping up with us, in your thoughts, and looking out. As the holidays approach, hold your fur children tight. You all are awesome, and hope this week is fantastic for you and your families. Insert Christmas tree emoticon here. Update December 21st, 10:30 p.m. She looked around the high school for several hours today, but nothing. I've already left town for Christmas, and she's leaving to meet me Tuesday just to stick around longer and see if Camo turns up. She's wrecked on the whole thing. Worried sick and can't stop crying throughout the day. It's a big life change, and it's hard to be alone when you've had a pet to greet you for the last 5 years. It's rough, but we're going to let life be life and hope for the best down the road. Gotta make the best of the holidays and say hello to a new year, opening our minds to the possibility of a different life track without the little guy. Again, thanks to everyone who has looked out, helped us with suggestions, and told your stories of the luck that brought your pet back home to ease our minds. We'll update the page if we do find him in the future, and always feel free to contact me with any questions or information about Camo. We will always offer the reward. This will be my last update for now, as we gotta spend our time enjoying family. Happy holidays, everyone! Update December 28th, 4 p.m. We found Camo! Short story, caught him in a trap hours after setting it near the new location where the box spring traveled, meaning he did in fact take the car ride all the way to the new bed owner's house near Hillsborough Airport. We were assured by a caller in the area that they did indeed see Camo based on the pictures available, and we got a small animal trap set up near the sighting, came back an hour and a half later, and he was in there. Thanks for watching, don't forget to subscribe, thank you! Longer story. After another sighting was reported near Northridge Apartments yesterday, original home, we searched for a few hours, finally spotting a cat outside an office building that looked very similar to Camo, but wasn't him. There was food, water, and another indoor cat in the window of the office. We had 3 sightings reported on different days at that same corner or near of a cat that looked like Camo. We realized that it was most likely that cat both times, so we decided to look more at the Evergreen and Sewell near the Hillsborough Airport, new home of the bed. After distributing some flyers, Haley went back set trap with sardines and oil and familiar scented clothing, then left. About an hour and a half later, she came back with her friend Kelly to do some more searching. Camo was in the trap. Although scared and hissy, they got him in the car and headed back to familiar territory, his old home. After further inspection, Camo had a cut lip, several of his nails were broken/paws were bleeding, one of his eyes was squinty, he of course was a mess, and he was very thin, lost about 2 pounds. He spent the night getting up several times, eating and drinking, and was taken to the vet this morning. The vet gave him an antibiotic shot, a good inspection, and he was off back to home where we think we pulled a tick off and are treating him for fleas. Haley gave him a bath, and he's been cleaning himself vigorously since. All is good, and we expect the news to be covering this pretty extensively, so that's why we've waited to release this until we had some time to discuss the plan. We can't ever repay or say thank you enough to all the people that spent their cherished holiday time and resources to help us bring Camo home. It was quite emotional last night. We're in shock of this whole experience and have been holding him tight. It's been quite the ride, and we couldn't possibly formulate the words to describe how grateful we are for all the people who have reached out to us for suggestions, help, stories, comfort, and information. It's the best feeling in the world to know friends and strangers alike has had our back in time of need, and to have him back safe and recovering. We can't even imagine what he's been through in a week and half running wild near the countryside so easily in this weather. Today is a great day. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. Thank you. Story 2. My husband of 5 years asked me for a threesome with my best friend, and she agreed. My husband of 5 years asked for a threesome with my best friend, and she agreed. I originally posted this in Truth Off My Chest, but it deleted it and my update, so I'm posting everything here including my most recent update, but I'm certain more is going to happen as this situation is incredibly fresh. I, 26F, met my husband, 35M, 7 years ago, and we have been married for 5 of those years. I love my husband and all that he has done for me, but I fear that my marriage and my relationship with my best friend is now over. Not to mention I just found I'm pregnant, and this only started happening after I told my husband. He was very much on board with having a child with me, and we have been trying for around 6 months. For context, my best friend, 28F, let's call her Mia, knew my husband before me, and they were incredibly close before I even knew him. When I first met my husband, I suspected there was something going on between them, but they always denied it. However, they admitted while they were drunk that they were indeed sleeping together before I got with my husband. Even though it's not important now, it still plays on my mind, you know? Especially considering what just happened. Anyways, 2 weeks ago, my husband suggested a threesome for the first time, and I was already not on board with it. I quickly said no and hoped he'd never bring it up again. 2 days after that, he suggested it again, and I once again declined. He asked again that night after we had sex, and once again, I said no. After that, he stopped asking, and I thought that was the end of it. However, 3 days ago, he asked me out to lunch, and I was pretty excited considering he never takes me on dates anymore. When we got to the restaurant, my best friend was sitting there and was confused because he never mentioned that she'd be there. The vibe was weird from the start tbh, but I tried to think nothing of it. Halfway through the lunch, my husband asked me again. I want to consider the idea of a threesome again, and I thought it would be a good idea if Mia was involved. I didn't know what to say. I asked if Mia knew about this, and she said yes, and that she'd known about his plans for over a month. I was devastated. I said no, paid for my meal, and left with my car. I feel so betrayed and hurt right now. I have no words. This man is meant to be the father of my child, but I can't look at him. I've been staying with my mom, and he's been phoning me and calling me dramatically, and that he'll just drop it. Mia has been spamming me too, saying the same thing. I don't know what to do. Edit 1. I've seen lots of people tell me to abort my child. I'm so incredibly torn on this, as my mother would be so upset if I aborted her grandchild. She was so happy to see my sister give birth, and I want to provide her that happiness again. On the other hand, I don't want to look at my child with the knowledge that it is his. Not to mention that he could possibly want some sort of visitation rights to my child. I've also seen people saying that Mia may be pregnant with his child too, and the threesome would be an excuse as to how she got pregnant. I feel it could be a stretch, but I'm probably going to arrange a talk with both of them later today. It's 8 a.m. as I type this. I'll let everyone know what happens. In the comments. Mia was my closest friend for ages. I have a few old friends from high school, but after I met him our relationship moved pretty fast, and we moved in together not long after dating, so I was busy with taking care of our home. My father isn't here anymore, and my grandma is in a nursing home. My sister recently gave birth, so the only person I really can stay with is my mother. I genuinely don't know if I could let him hold our child or even look at him the same way. Thinking about it now, I truly think he and Mia have been seeing each other for a good portion of our marriage. I really don't know if he can come back from this. I'm so afraid of getting an abortion. It's not like I don't want my baby, I just wish this didn't happen. I also am not even sure if I'm allowed to get an abortion. I know some places have time limits and stuff, right? I've seen a few people comment about our age difference, and now that our relationship is on the line, I'm seeing how dependent I am on him, and it's scaring me tbh. Even though I've had some great memories with him, I really wish he and I had just never met. About having the baby to please her mother. What is this nonsense? This is about you, not your mother, or your sister, or even your husband. This is about you. You will have to carry this child to term, look after it, watch it grow up, share custody with this asshole, have to co-parent with it. Your mother won't. Stop doing something so profoundly central to your life for someone else. Have it, don't have it, but for fuck's sake, don't have it because it will please other people. OP, I think you might be right. I genuinely don't know if I could raise this child knowing it's his. Update the next day. They both agreed to arrange a talk with me this morning, and I'm not even that shocked, but I still can't stop crying. When I arrived, they were sitting so close to each other, it genuinely made me feel so sick. They didn't seem upset at all, they were just talking like normal, and even smiling, which is so gross to me seeing as they both know how upset I am right now. Anyways, when I sat down I flat out asked them if they had been seeing each other behind my back, and everything I've been suspecting these past 3 days was confirmed. They had been sleeping with each other. I am so heartbroken right now. I don't think I can carry this child. These past few days have felt so unreal and I'm a wreck. I know that it's early to decide this, but I do think abortion is the correct decision for me. I also asked him why he decided to tell me now and not earlier or when I wasn't carrying his child, and he literally just shrugged and shook his head and then said, "I don't know," as if that was a good enough answer. Mia was mostly quiet the whole time, but I don't think she feels the slightest bit of guilt. To everyone saying divorce, that is most likely what will happen. I'm terrified as I've known him for most of my adult life and he is the only man I've ever been with. He is in control of our bills, our rent, and overall finances. I literally have no idea what I'm doing. Edit 3, time is literally a blur right now. I'm receiving messages from pro-lifers and it's getting to me even though I know I can't have this child. My mother-in-law has also started spamming me too. I blocked my husband's number and I did the same with Mia. His mother won't stop messaging me. I blocked her number, but she then went out of her way to message me on Instagram and Facebook. She keeps saying I should have just done the threesome to make her boy happy. It's fucking weird. Sorry if my replies to comments aren't frequent, I'm dealing with so much depression and anxiety right now, and I'm also struggling with the fact that aborting this child is the best thing for it. Thank you for all the support. In the comments. After the talk I had with both of them, I'm deciding that abortion is the best option for me. I feel awful for our child. I didn't mention the abortion. I felt it wasn't the right time to mention the divorce as I'm sure he already knows that it's most likely what's going to happen, and I didn't want to mention the legal side of things in front of Mia. Thanks for watching, don't forget to subscribe, thank you.